The word, the word is true. Definition, in accordance with fact or reality. Reality, definition, the world or state of things as they actually exist, as opposed to an idealistic or notional idea of them. The only way for the world to know your truth is to speak. And since you're not ready, guess I'm up first. All right, to everybody listening, I really got only two things to say. Well, two things on top of the podcast, and then the outro But anyway, the first two things I have to say are welcome. First and foremost, welcome. Good to see you. Well, good to hear you. Well, good for you to hear me. But the first thing is welcome, and then the second and the most important thing I want to say is thank you. Just you listening right now, me, honestly, it means the world to me that you even gave my podcast a shot. So I want to say thank you. And just listening right now is doing, more than enough than I need right now for me to, pursue my dreams of, being able to be self-sufficient off of, voicing my opinion. And if you really want to keep helping me along this journey I'm on, all I really need for you to do is, subscribe or follow, whatever platform you're on right now, whether it be Spotify, Apple, YouTube, hit whatever button you need to press so that you can get notified whenever I post another one, so that you can stay up to date, keep the team flowing. That's all I really need from you at this point. And also share this podcast on your social media pages. I appreciate everybody who's already done that. That means the world to me. I really do appreciate that people actually like what I'm putting out. So yeah, if you could share it, or somebody who likes some of the things that I talk about, hey, this dude's talking about this album you like, he's talking about this show, this movie, whatever. If share it out, screenshot it, post a video, whatever. I ain't finna sue you. I ain't got no money. I ain't got no money for no lawyers, so you're good on that. But this is actually episode 2 in a new series I'm starting. It's called Some of My Favorite Things. That's not. I'm just. It's that's. It's not. I'm not gonna sing that every time. There's no song. Yeah, it's called Some of My Favorite. Why did I just say that? It's called Some of My Favorite Things. And the first episode was it was about one of my favorite albums. I would definitely encourage you after this, go check it out. The episode 1 was actually about an album called Care For Me by Saba. And Saba is actually featured in this, what we're about to talk about today, but I'll get into that in a second. But essentially, I started this series so I could talk about some of the most influential, songs, artists, albums, TV shows, or movies that kind of help shape me into who I am today, and I think that's all the formalities I need to get out the way. So let's get straight into it. So the first album we're going to talk about today is Bum 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 Bum. That's not Bum Bums. It's Surf. If you follow me on Instagram, you already knew. But it's Surf. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, no more sound effects. That's lame. Okay, the album is Surf. And it's by not Chance the Rapper. Donnie Trumpet. Donnie Trumpet. My boy, Nico Siegel in The Social Experiment. And I guess technically Chance the Rapper is part of that in The Social Experiment. But this came out in May 28th, 2015. And yeah, I think that's probably the most outstanding thing. Is I always thought this said, well, I didn't always think, but I always assumed that it says Chance the Rapper somewhere. But no, it says it says Donnie Trumpet and The Social Experiment. That's literally, this is very interesting because at the time, if you think back to 2015, this is before Chance really took off. I mean, he had done acid rap, so he was on his way, but he was Chance the Rapper, but he wasn't Chance the Rapper, the dude that just performed at the All-Star game or whatever, and 3 Grammys, he loves his wife, that Chance. He wasn't that guy yet. He was still kind of like acid rap Chance. And what was I gonna say? Hold up, we're gonna check the notes. Yeah, so the album came out in 2015, and that was interesting because everybody's kind of waiting for essentially everybody's waiting for Coloring Book, but then he was like, no, we're gonna give him Surf instead, which is Surf is kind of like a hodgepodge kind of. Okay, so Donnie Trumpet really said it best. He was asked to use one word to describe this album, and what he said was if he would describe this album one word, he would use jazz. And the quote he used I really like is, he said, not because it sounds like jazz music, but because the idea of jazz and the collaborative effort that is involved in making jazz, which is something I really like about this. Because if you think about it, I'm just gonna lift on some of the features that this album has. The features are Erykah Badu, Busta Rhymes, Quavo, No Name, Saba, and J. Cole. And this is before Quavo. This is 2015. Quavo was still Migos. People barely knew Quavo as Quavo. They weren't Offset, Quavo, and Takeoff. It was Migos. And when they separated, it was like, oh, they got Migos. I remember because the first time I heard this was 2015. It was June. So it came out in May. June, I was working at a summer camp, and this guy was playing. He was playing one of the songs on a speaker, and I was like, is that Migos on this jazzy, because first of all I was like, yo, this is on jazzy, I'm vibing this what kind of rap is this? Because I ain't never, because if those of you don't know, I grew up in Georgia, DeKalb County, where 95% of the music I heard was trap music. I never heard something so experimental in my life, which it really changed my perception on this album. Personally changed my perception on music, but I'll get into that a little bit later. But yeah, I listened to it and I was like, is that Quavo? No, I'm sorry, I didn't even say that. I said, is that me? I said, is that Migos? I didn't. At the time, I thought they were one dude because I never seen a picture of them. But yeah, that was what really drew me. It was kind of poetic in a way that one of the people I had listened to beforehand was almost like the bridgeway into my love for Donnie Trumpet and Chance the Rapper and them. But ironically, without me even noticing, I was also getting introduced to some of the artists that I would really get into later in life. I said later in life. This is 4 or 5 years later. But people like No Name and Saba. I didn't even know who they were at the time. I was just like, ooh, I like that. That's cool. Or I didn't even know that was Saba on there. It was, because Saba's song is real weird. It's it's got weird letters on it. It's let's see. It was okay, and I quote, SMTHNTHT, either L or uppercase I WNT. I didn't know what that song was. But yeah, that was my first intro. And then No Name on Warm Enough, that jump was fire. So, and then another thing I realized, doing research for this album, is kind of how the music industry was kind of welcoming Chance in as essentially a prodigal son. This is the future of music. When I listen to interviews, hearing him talk about how many celebrities they want to talk to. But also this was the time when everybody was trying to sign him also. This is before he became the face of independent music. But I thought that was real interesting that a lot of celebrities really liked what he was doing and was really encouraging him, which I found was interesting. And one of those people, interestingly, was J. Cole. Chance said J. Cole was there at the beginning of the making of this album. He's been there since the beginning. And I was like, that's really dope that J. Cole knew what Chance and them was about to turn into. He could feel the vibe. He said he was there at sessions all the time, and he's on one of these songs. J. Cole, and I almost wonder if this inspired his future decisions on the people he would bring into Dreamville. And then ironically, the freedom and the kind of impromptu of this album. They said they would just walk into people's houses and then they'd be chilling, and then he'd say hey, let's record some stuff, and they record it, and it was okay, we're just gonna put it in. We're gonna put it in. It was jazz in no other way that you could describe jazz. And I wonder if that inspired that secret session that ended up becoming Revenge of the Dreamers. I wonder if he got the idea from them. That's just a little speculation. I don't know if that's fact, but maybe subconsciously it did. Because that was a very big thing. It was like everybody was coming in, flying in, trying to get on this album, get in the project, get in the studio with them. That was it was very. If you watch the documentary, you'll see that it's everybody trying to. But it's kind of the same thing. It's like they got like Erykah Badu, Busta Rhymes, Quavo, No Name, Saba, J. Cole, Chance the Rapper. Like who does that anymore? That's like such an early 2000s thing to have like a whole bunch of people on the album. Like that was like, you remember back in the day when like it'd be Drake, Wayne, Nicki Minaj, and then you throw Eminem in there, or like you throw Waka Flocka. And you remember there used to be a time when like the feature list for songs used to be massive, and they don't really do that like they used to. But it's very interesting that because Erykah and Busta Rhymes, they some OGs. Like they had to have seen something in them, and which a lot of people did. They could feel that they was going to become what they were. It almost felt like there's another quote from Donnie Trumpet. I guess I'll get into Donnie Trumpet a little bit later. I got some things to say about Donnie Trumpet, but for now, another quote that Donnie Trumpet has said. He said, "This is supposed to be the beginning of something new, the first of its kind," which I would highly agree, because like I said before, this was really my introduction into because it literally reshaped what I thought rap and hip hop and what I thought music could be. I kind of put it in boxes, and I had to realize you can't put music in box. It's kind of the same principle Lil Nas. You can't put his music into one specific genre, because I feel like genre bending is the future. We're gonna get to a point where just all music is just music, and if it sounds like something, it sounds like another thing. It just is what it is. But it seemed like back then it was a very rigid. This is jazz. That's rap. That's hip hop. That's neo soul. That's country. That's But I feel like this kind of set the stage for a lot of stuff. And it got raving reviews, except for a couple of reviewers didn't like it, which I thought was weird. But I guess music is all about opinion. If you don't like it, you don't like it. You can't force somebody to like something they don't like. But let's see. We're gonna review the notes, guys. Look, you hear the page? I've got notes with words on them. Oh, did I show you did I show y'all the comment? No, while I was doing research for this video, I saw a comment that said It's so funny. It said, Chance is so underrated. This is a comment from 5 years ago. And then at the bottom, there was another comment. I didn't even want to get the second one, but I just thought it was so funny. It said, "Who is this again?" It's interesting thinking that looking back, I guess I've really watched Chance the Rapper become who he is. I wasn't there for acid rap, but June 2015 and forward, I've been Team Chance all the way. I wasn't the biggest fan of his newest album, but I guess if I were to take the nostalgia goggles off for a second, I will say I can hear that, production wise, not like the music and stuff, but just like the microphone quality and stuff like that, and like the some stuff you can hear has an age, or you can hear that they were in their infant stage in their development in the music industry. But I've realized now that's only because I've heard all these guys at their best. Like what's that? The Big Day, production wise, is the best Chance has ever sounded. Like the quality of that album is unbelievably high. That by comparison, I just can't, like, if I had never heard that before, I would have never said it. But because I've heard Chance and Nico, and I'm sorry, Donnie Trumpet, I don't know what he says now. I think he's Nico now. But okay, for context sake, I'm just gonna call him Donnie Trumpet for now. But him and Donnie Trumpet, you can hear the infancy in this, which isn't even a bad thing because it's still a solid album. I just thought that was something. That's something I wanted to point out. But I won't really. Let's see. Do I have anything I want to tell y'all? Anything else? We're gonna check the notes one more time. But okay, that's it. But changing it up, we're going to improve the podcast for this episode. Instead of going through every single song like last time, I kind of just picked a couple out Not because they're like my favorites, but some of them aren't very good talking pieces themselves. But I guess the first song on the album I really wanted to talk about was Warm Enough. Okay, so Warm Enough. Yeah, so Warm Enough is featuring something I forgot to say about this album. They didn't say any of the features. None of them are on the song, so I'm just going through but if I miss somebody, it's because, I didn't look it up. But this song is clearly, it's No Name, it's Chance the Rapper, and it's J. Cole. It's the only song J. Cole's on, and I think it's the only song No Name's on. But ironically, when I first heard this album back in the day, I kept skipping this song. For some weird reason, I just felt like, it was that song, and I'd skip it immediately. But for some reason, it was like 2017. I just gave the song a listen, and I was like, J. Cole. How did I skip the J. Cole song? And then No Name was killing her verse, man. That jump was fire. And then Chance, I love the analogies he uses in this one, but this one just really, this whole album just got a vibe of positive. I feel like Chance and The Social Experiment and Donnie Trumpet, they have mastered the art of positive rap without it being preachy. And that's a very hard thing to do, because a lot of dudes sound very preachy. That's why I don't listen to Christian rap as much as I want to. It gets very there's a couple dudes I like Andy Mineo. I like him. Shout out to him. But it's just they found that good mix. And then there was a lyric I want to do by Chance. What did he say? I love this. It's so beautiful. It's like, who are you to tell me I can't love you the way mothers love daughters? The way Mary was closest to Joseph and babies was closer to father. You don't know me and love got secret handshakes and inside jokes. Who are you to tell me I don't want you the way flesh wants freedom? The way greed, love, need. The way kings need kingdoms. The way kings need kingdom. You don't know what I know. What I'm capable of. What I slaved for and traded in favors, and gave up for you what I gave up for love. I feel like that was the first time I'd ever heard a person confidently rap that wasn't annoying and preachy about the amount of love they have for someone. It's like, do you know how much I love you? It's kind of, that's a terrible analogy. But yeah, there's just something about his line I really love. And then J. Cole. Cole World. I knew this. This is when he started heading towards GOAT status, because this is J. Cole fresh off 2014 Forest Hill Drive. Forest Hill Drive is only maybe 5 months old, because this is when he really went on the woke tear. This is when he tearing up the game, man. But this is like his line: "You like a flower that I won't let die. Right before your petals start to wood, I choose to give you one last try. Fill your vase up with water, refusing to neglect you like your father. I promise that it won't run dry." And then my favorite one, where is it? He said, cause to me you're a dime and I'm still a nickel. Oh, he said you a dime. Cause normally you call a girl a dime to say like you ain't nothing, like you just the side piece, you a hoe, whatever. But he says you a dime and I'm still a nickel. Kind of flipping the script a little bit. I love that. I don't know why I do. And niggas say that every coin got two sides. And if you knew both mine, not sure you'd like what you find. But yeah, I really love them on this song. And I'm just pissed off I never listened to it till like later on. But I'm glad I eventually did, because it's become one of my new favorites. There's those songs that I like when I was younger, and then there's the ones that really touch me now that I'm a little bit older and have a little bit more perspective. But what's the other song? Let's see. Okay, the next song I wanted to talk about is Nothing Came to Me. And this is first of a couple songs in this album that is just Donnie Trumpet, because he said in an interview one time that essentially he doesn't speak in his songs, but the trumpet is his voice, which I really love. And the fact that a trumpet player can be For those of you who don't know, I used to be really. I'm trying to get back, but I was a really big trumpet player in high school, and this was very influential on me. Like, I just love the vibe of it and the sounds. The way he edited his sound on his trumpet is it's very sublime. I love the echoes and stuff that he does. He's a really good trumpet player, and like, I wish he would do more stuff with him just playing trumpet. Like, I would, if he just played trumpet for like 3 hours straight, I would listen to it. If you're listening, you're now Nico Siegel. Well, you've always been Nico, man. Thanks, and can we get that album, bro? Just vibing a jazzy album, bro. It don't have to be jazz. It just gotta be jazzy. Oh, it doesn't have to be anything. Whatever you feel like. But yeah, it's the first of a couple songs. I guess I really love it because I was a brass. If you're a brass player, you're probably gonna really love those songs like that where it's just him. But I don't know. I just really like it. Woo! Man, I'm sorry. I just listened to it again. The anonymity of the album. Is that the I don't know. I don't know if that's the right word. I keep using that word. I didn't need to look it up. But it's so ominous and downtrodden, like an old slave song. Like, you just feel the emotion in it, man. Like, in the ending where he takes it up an octave, he's like, I'm not gonna sing it for y'all, but y'all know. Go listen to it. Oh, I almost forgot. This is a listen along series. I completely forgot to tell you that. But yeah, in this series, you listen along. So when I tell you what song we're listening to, what you need to do is pause the podcast, listen to the song, or listen to the whole album off the rip, and then just listen to my take. But yeah, definitely need to listen. Either play the album ahead of time or play it as I say the songs, okay? But yeah, that's nothing. It's just, oh man, you can feel the passion in that song, man. You can feel the sorrow. He's probably not sad, but he's projecting such. Woo! Nothing came. You feel like nothing comes. It feels like when you're trying to get inspired for like something you're working on, you just can't get the right passion to write or sing or paint or whatever. Nothing came to me. But that's enough on Nothing Came to Me. Let's move on to the next song. Let's see, which is Wanna Be Cool. We're gonna listen to that real quick. Okay, just listen to Wanna Be Cool. I hope you did too. But man, how old was I in 2015? If I'm 21 now, 2020, I had to have been 16, 15. I mean, because I listened to this album for a couple years. So 17 or 18 to 16-year-old me, Wanna Be Cool was very influential. It was very necessary. Because, like I said before, most of the music I was listening to because I listened to what everybody else listened to because I wanted to stay up on the music. Because if you didn't stay up on the music, then everybody said, you don't know that song? Or and you get roasted, and it was a whole thing. But, so I didn't really listen to songs for my own enjoyment, I guess. I really just listened to them so I could stay up and I wouldn't fall behind and I wouldn't feel lame or whatever. So Surf was really the first time I found songs myself that were awesome, and I listened to them because I liked them. And Wanna Be Cool really personified. So through that effect, Chance the Rapper became a very influential figure in my life. So when I heard Wanna Be Cool, it was like I said in the last one, it was hearing celebrities and artists sound more human, And for these people we tend to deify or, essentially treat them like they're our big brothers or big sisters or fathers or mentors or whatever. It was a very good message for me. It just made me feel like, I'm sorry, like I didn't, being cool don't matter. We didn't use the word cool, not in Atlanta, but essentially, don't worry about what others are doing. Stay in your lane. And it really helped me to stay in my own lane, be myself. And then I discovered other cool people. Like, I'll be like, oh, you listen to Junk too? Oh, you listen to Surf? Oh, lit, bro. And then you find friends and other people who, they ride their own wave, and you end up vibing with them. So I guess I owe a lot to this song. Like, honestly, this song, right? Like, other songs helped me develop in my musical endeavors, but this one helped me like socially be more confident. Because when I became confident in the things that I liked, it brought things to other people. I'm like, check this out, and it does the same for them. So I know it's a little corny and it has nothing to do with the music, but I just had to say that this song means a lot to me. And obviously, now that I'm 21, it's not big a deal. Sonically, it's not as amazing as the other stuff, but lyrically, it still means the world to me. It had Jeremiah. I once again, I didn't get the. I probably should look this up ahead of time, but I don't know everybody who's on every song. I don't know the people that I know. So there's 4 people on this song. There's Jeremiah with the singing. Then there's Chance at the beginning. And then Big Sean, I know that one's. But then there's a 4th person at the end who's actually got my favorite line at the end, talking about the goodwill and how your butt still looks good in jeans, even though your pants are cheap. Because I feel like that's real. A lot of, especially in high school, a lot of girls are really insecure, and they didn't even know that they look great because they were worried about the things they thought weren't great. So this song was really dope. But yeah, so Want to Be Cool, it's really, and like I said, the vibe of this was just, to me, in 2015, this was so, I had never heard something with such a, because it's almost, because the songs are really upbeat too, and happy-go-lucky, just to be happy. It's hard to hear music when you're black that's just happy, without, once again, being, because sometimes I'll say, oh, I want positive music, but then I get positive music, and I'm like, oh, it's so preachy. But for some reason, this found a good blend. Something about this song always puts me in a good mood. Make me want to have a picnic, or how black people invite people to the cookout, if that exists. I don't think it's real. Man, but it just gives those. Yeah, it makes me want to go cook some corn on the cob, make a sandwich, and go on the beach with a girl that doesn't exist. So it'd probably just be me. But. But yeah, it's something about this song, man. I don't know what it is. It's just okay. Hold up. I'm gonna listen to it one more time.
I said, don't make you pay less. If you don't get retweets, it don't mean you say less, okay? So I'ma post this shitty ass selfie on IG, and I don't care if anybody likes it or likes me. It's cool. I wanna
be cool. But yeah, it's got a pulse to it. I love a song that's like moving. I think Chance said it one time. Like a lot of times. Songs like popular songs, they be copying each other. They be covering the 808s, the sound, the beats, the way people rap sometimes. And this was just kind of its own way. Like he said even the beats per minute, like the speed of the songs be copying each other. Every song is the exact same speed, and I never noticed it before until he said it. But it's almost like it's like if most songs are here, this song is like here. You know what I mean? And this whole album feels so unique. And thinking, man, I don't know where I'd be without this album, man. Like, musically. Like, my appreciation for music, the forefront of it is this album. And I never noticed it until now. How influential this album really was on me in my development as an appreciator of music. And by appreciation of music and, like, it sounded great, man. If you haven't listened to this before, I'm talking to everybody here, and you need some positivity, some motivation, some good times in your life, play this album. I promise this song gonna make you feel good. I promise you. Please, for yourself. And if you weren't in on this album yet, go check it out. Go check it out right now. Please, I really encourage it. But I that's enough. I'm rambling at this point. But let's get into the next song, which is Just Wait. Just Wait. Hope you're listening along. We're on Just Wait. But yeah, this has got my favorite trumpet riff in the whole song, and it's fast paced. It's upbeat. Like it's just Donnie goes stupid on this album, bro. He goes stupid. It's been a minute since he went stupid on this, man. Like, because another interview I heard, he said that with this album, he wanted to show that he was not only just a trumpet player, but like a great producer also. But also don't be ashamed of why am I saying this? He knows this. Why am I speaking like I'm trying to motivate Donnie Trumpet? But yeah, even if you were just a trumpet player, you are a fantastic trumpet player. Fantastic. You are an amazing trumpet player, Donnie Trumpet, Nico Siegel. Keep being you, man. You're a dope producer and you're a dope trumpet player. And I really, honestly, I really look up to Donnie Trumpet. That dude is dope, man. And just the repetition of the good things come to those that wait. Good things come to those that wait, and they go, and they go, and they go. And it's once again, I keep saying this, but yeah, the positivity in these songs, man, it's infectious. It's like Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Just like so much positivity, it makes you throw up. But then eat the throw up because you want to keep the positivity in you. So you got regurgitated throw up in you. And then you throw it back up and eat it again. What the heck am I talking about? But yeah, Just Wait is really dope. Just Wait is just dope. I don't know other way to describe it. Chance is killing it. I don't know why, because he really don't do that much in these songs, but it has such an effect on me. I think it was mostly some of the more songs that he has longer stuff in it, but it's like, you can really, I kind of understand now why he didn't say this was Chance the Rapper, because he was kind of like, this is just like a collage. And I don't even know the point I'm trying to make. But anyway, I don't have much to say about this song. Let's get into the next song, which is let's see, Familiar. Oh, something I didn't talk about before. Chance the Rapper has a very... Oh, by the way, we're at Familiar, if I didn't say that before. But Chance the Rapper has a very unique sound to him. That, yeah, his something about his voice. It's almost like it's got a Louis Armstrong kind of vibe to it, where Chance just has I think he's like 21, 22 at the time, so we're about the same age. But he just, when he speaks, has a soulfulness, like a history to it, like a vibe to it. Like, almost, ironically, it pairs very well with Donnie Trumpet. It's like if you split Louis Armstrong into two people, it'd be Donnie Trumpet and Chance the Rapper. And it's like, he's not the greatest singer, but I love hearing him sing because it's got that. It's like when the pastor sings at church. It's like, he's not even the best singer, but it's like he's got that soul to it. He's got that raspiness from the years of preaching or whatever. Like, I don't know. I'm not gonna lie, I don't even know what they're talking about. But I just love the vibe of it. This is so it was just so unique for the time. I mean, looking back, there's so much stuff I feel like so much stuff has been influenced by Chance and them, like that taking, when it comes to stuff like trombones and trumpets and jazz and actual drums, it feels like for a time, it felt like we were all big into machines. And it almost feels like Chance the Rapper and the Social Experiment, Donnie Trumpet, they brought us back to, you know, that vibe of use. I mean, and J. Cole did it too, and Kendrick Lamar. But it's just like, we kind of set this wave of like bringing back that real jazz, like not just having it because it's a feature. I mean, not a feature, a sample from like 1970 from the SOS Band or Nina Simone or something, or James Brown, you know, actually just making, you know, having the brass in the studio, you know, just making stuff. And nothing wrong with samples. I'm just saying it's nice to hear that. Nothing wrong with samples. People have done some great things with some samples from the 70s and 80s. They've done some fantastic stuff. But the only point I'm trying to make is it was real nice to hear that. And it was something I was really looking for when I was younger. I didn't know I was looking for it. You know, sometimes you're thirsty for something, you don't even know what will quench it. And it was this, for me, at least. And I just find that really interesting. Something about it. It was just so out of left field for me. I wasn't expecting it at all. I was always like, oh, I like jazz. But I was like, I don't feel like sitting down and listening. I mean, I was always a fan of jazz, but it's just, I never loved it. But I love this because it's almost like a bridgeway into, has a spirit of jazz in it, but it has something new along with it too. And going back to the Donnie Trumpet quote, yeah, he was like, it's got that, it's not jazz, but it's got the spirit of jazz. It's got the feeling of working together Because when you think about it, originally when jazz came out, it was just a bunch of black people saying, "Hey, we finna do our own thing." You know, I don't like how music is now. Let's just play some stuff and see how we feel. It's just a bunch of guys, and the crazy thing is, black people was doing it everywhere. And then it was just like, "Oh, you doing that too? I'm doing that too." And they just worked together. And that just it's such a beautiful thing to think about. And then it's a sign of the same. And just like it's same thing with rap. You know, let's put a beat on and just see what sticks. Let's call some instruments in here and just see what goes. Let's get the beat machine or whatever and just see what happens. You feel me? There's no real structure to it. There's no rules. You just do it. And just like jazz, people didn't like it because black people were running it and it was taking over all the modern day music. Because I know I'm going on a tangent, but you know, whatever. You know, because we made rock and roll, we made country, we made rap, we made jazz. All the music that's taken over in America has been from African Americans, and that's your little spill for Black History Month. And if you don't believe me about the country music thing, look it up. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say, look it up and tell me I'm wrong. But I kind of went off subject. What song are we even talking about? We're talking about Familiar. I love Familiar. Yeah, I guess I was trying to get to the point. Yeah, once again, just to reiterate again, this is the song, ironically, that opened the door for my new thinking of what rap and even music is. Because, yeah, I was walking past it and I heard the trumpets and the vibe and I was just like, what? I remember it was my buddy Jordan. I was like, bro, what is this? And he was like, this. I think he said, I was like, because he didn't give me a straight answer at first. I don't know why. That's just Jordan being Jordan. But it was because I was listening. I was like, oh, I like this. And then Quavo came on. I was like, I thought they were Migos. I was like, is that Migos? I was like, is that Migos? I was like, what is this? And I think I Shazammed it. And then I downloaded the album. I was listening to that junk all summer. That was also the summer I discovered like 80s rock and roll. But that's a story for another day. But yeah, it changed my worldview. Ironically, that was the same summer I really discovered 2014 Forest Hill Drive. But I don't even want to get it. We're going to talk about that at another time. We will talk about that. But anyway, let's stay on subject. Familiar, yes. It was my introduction to the entire album. So I owe a lot to this song. I keep saying this, but I owe a lot to every song. Like, it's just... I don't even know how to explain it. But I feel like I've whatever point I was trying to make, I've made it. whatever my point was, whatever my point was gonna be, I've made it already. So we're just gonna keep it going. So the next song we're gonna play is the next one I wanted to talk about is Go. Oh, I gotta talk about that bass in the beginning. Boom, 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 boom. And it get the boom, 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 boom. Oh, that junk goes in, bro. My friends who are, if you listen to this, who are in the bass, bro, you know that junk goofy, bro. Boom, 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 boom. Then it gets low. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, I'm sorry. And then the guitar, boy. Ooh, the guitar goes. Everything goes in on the song. These dudes went in, bro. These instruments, bro. They got them instruments. I don't even think bro. They. I don't even know how to describe it, bro. But the dude that sings on this, I need to do more research. But take better notes yourself. Take better notes. But the dude singing at the beginning, the dude that raps in him, the vibe. I feel like a lot of artists struggle with that. Just having a vibe for your album and sticking with it, you know, which is hard to do because it's a lot of songs. But it's just like this whole album may take. But like the thing I was talking about, was I talking about Pulse earlier? Yeah, I think I was. But like that idea of Pulse, Go takes up to 11. Which this wasn't even one of my favorite songs in the beginning. This is another one of those songs where as I get older, I appreciate this song more. Go and Warm Enough and the one with Saba in it. I know that's not English, but you'll know if you look at the album right now. You know which one I'm talking about. You know some. You know what I'm talking about. But but yeah, Go got that. It's got that pulse and energy. If if I'm at the gym or something, I'm gonna add this to my gym mix. You know what? Yeah, I'm great at it right now. But yeah, Go it's got the best pulse out of it. Just keeps going. It don't slow down. It just keeps it rolling. I love it. I love every second of it. And I'm not gonna sing it for you, but you guys know what I'm talking about. But yeah, it's just oof, man, it's good. Oh wait, bacon and beans. There's not much to say on Go. Just listen to it, and y'all better be following along, or we're gonna have some problems. No problems. Do what you want. I don't care. But let's see. There's only one more song I really want to talk about, which is, I guess I kind of say the best for last. Which is, I guess you would call this the only real single. Technically, Nothing Came to Me was the other single, but I feel like this was the real breakout single of the album, because from when it came out beforehand. And then, but that one would be Sunday Candy. All right, Sunday Candy is an interesting one. For one thing, how do I describe this? This was kind of I don't even know how to describe it. For one thing, this really, and Chance's career going forward after this, but this is the first one. Before we got Coloring Book, which is pretty much a love letter to God or whatever, but fantastic. One of my favorite albums of all time. Why did I say it like that? I love that album. But we'll get to that one later. But at a later date, not now. Eventually. Soon. So. But this song, it was very it was different. I'm trying to figure out I'm trying to put my feelings into words. The point is, I really love it, but it's just it was different than what I had normally heard, quote unquote, gospel music. Whenever an artist tried to, use sounds, based on like sounds of church and gospel stuff, it always was like a sample, and it always like it was a lot of loud organs, and they would never really catch the vibe of gospel music. But this song really especially black gospel music, it catches the vibe of gospel music, which I love, because it's a love letter to his grandmother, and everybody's grandmother pretty much strong in the word, man. strong with God. When they go to heaven, they if anybody's gonna be all right, they going up there. Rest in peace, grandmother, by the way. But anyway, my grandmother. I don't know if Chance's grandmother. I hope she's fine. But I just love it because grandmothers are real. Yeah, it felt like a love letter to all grandmothers. Maybe white grandmothers, Asian grandmothers, Hispanic grandmothers. I say Asian grandmothers, Native American grandmothers. Maybe all grandmothers are the same. They're all strong in their beliefs. Very foundational. Kind of all do the same thing, eat the same candies, say the same things. I guess this has a different effect. I don't mean to get too personal, but while I was filming this, maybe like 4 or 5 months ago, my grandmother died, and then I just looked at a picture. She's staring at me right now, which is so ironic that I set my podcast up exactly where my grandmother's picture would be looking dead at me, and then I look over there and she's right there looking at me. It feels almost spooky, but grandmother be like, I didn't even know if you knew grandmother be like that. But anyway, now that just got me all razzled and tight in the eyes. But but yeah, I've been going off subject, but yeah, sonically it's fantastic. And I guess to go off the tangent of talking about my grandmother and getting kind of tight, the woman singing in this song, Jamila Woods, I hope I'm saying that right. Her voice has entranced me ever since I first heard it. It's something about her. Everybody in the song just got old souls to them. I feel like when I hear that song, it sounds like she's been up in the church. This may or may not be true. I don't want to, but this is the feeling I get. It's like she grew up in the church, was singing all the time. Just got that. Her voice is that feeling. After this, because I haven't really looked at her work, but I'm a huge fan of her. I'm a huge fan. But yeah, something about this song it just resonates. I love it because this combined with what he does in the future. On Sundays I used to listen to this. This was my gospel music. And I think a lot of people can attest to that. I think for my generation, a lot of Christians growing up these days, Chance the Rapper had a huge influence on how me personally, on how I saw my own religion. That God doesn't always, not to get too preachy, but I just feel like I need to say this. God doesn't always speak the exact same way to everyone. He speaks to everybody differently, whether through objects or other people or your experiences. I feel like he speaks to everybody differently. And I feel like God was speaking to me through Chance the Rapper's music to the message I think he tried to tell me was, not everything that's related to me is going to look exactly the same. My love is expressed in different ways, was the vibe I got from it. And it meant a lot to me because it felt like, especially growing up in the church, that, there was only one way to do everything, and well, at least that's the feeling. I'm getting very existential through this song. What is it about this song that's messing me up? What is it? But yeah, this song is really dope, and it means a lot to me. And I remember I put this and a couple other songs that I don't want to talk about because I want to talk about them at a later date and give them their own videos. But yeah, Sunday Candy was very special to me, and it stays special. And a lot of people, this could seem, and for a lot of people, this album could seem very corny, or too abstract, or not very good, or too all over the place, or sonically not right. But for me and a lot of people, everything just works. And if you had any great experiences with this album, let me know. Hit me up. I'm Will's Truth 7 on all. That's WILLS TRUTH, the number 7 on all social media platforms. So if you, I would love to hear what some of y'all had to say about it. Did it have this effect on you? Am I the only one? I don't know, but I would love to hear what the rest of y'all would have to say about it. But I think that's all that's really all the songs I really want to talk about. So I guess now is really I have in my notes time for a personal reflection. But I've pretty much done that through this entire album. I pretty much said all the talking points I was going to talk about at the end. But I guess I'll just recap a little bit. This album's dope, and you need to check it out because it's fantastic. If you haven't heard it before, check it out. This is my last time. I'm not gonna keep telling y'all. Go check the album out. I don't know how many times I keep telling you, keep your feet out the couch and go out, check out this album, man. And I guess I'll talk about is one thing that's been very interesting is seeing, looking. I know I said this earlier, but looking back and seeing how far Chance has come. He's really grown so much. I wasn't there. I don't have any nostalgia for acid rap because I don't even know when that junk came out. It had to be because I was a little kid probably when it came out. Let's do some research real quick. Let's see. 2013. What was I even doing in 2013? This was a couple years. I was a freshman in high school. I wasn't ready for Chance yet when this album came out. This is April 30th, 2013. So that means I might have been in 8th grade, I don't know, but I was either 8th or 9th grade when this came out. But I don't think I was ready for it. And I always try to go back and listen to acid rap, and I've listened to it top to bottom, but I think I've listened to them at a different stage in their lives, so this just doesn't impact. If this was my first experience with Chance, if acid rap was my first experience with Chance the Rapper, I would have loved it. This video would be all about acid rap and how great it is, but it wasn't my first introduction to acid rap, and that's okay. Because when I talk to people a lot, they say, acid rap, he never did anything better than acid rap, nothing could be better than it. But it's like, for me, my favorite ones, I think I'm sorry, I got cut off there. But yeah, I guess I essentially made my point. Yeah, I don't think acid rap. I guess I already made my points. Yeah, acid rap was good album, but I came too late to the party. I'd already heard Surf, and Surf had kind of taken the place in my heart where acid rap would have been if I listened to it first. And that's okay, because some people, acid rap is their favorite. For some people like me, Surf is their favorite, or I don't even use favorites, because I like acid rap. I don't love it, it's okay. And it's okay if you love it and you don't. It's okay if you don't like this. I don't care. That doesn't mean it means any less to me. And because I love Coloring Book. I think The Big Day is okay. I'll talk about that later. But yeah, The Big Day is okay. But yeah, I love, Chance has forever changed how I see the world. And I'm eternally grateful. And Donnie Trumpet, I guess I said I was going to talk. Yeah, I almost forgot I was going to talk about Donnie Trumpet in the end. Let's get into Donnie Trumpet a little bit. Like I said before, I moved the mic. Donnie Trumpet, I was in high school and a little bit in college. I played the trumpet, and trumpet changed my world, changed my entire life. So as you can probably guess, Donnie Trumpet was very influential also. I used to always say all the time, well, in my head, the two people I wanted to sound like all the time were Donnie Trumpet and Wynton Marsalis. Those are the top two. And then, throw a little Miles Davis in there. And a little Terrence Blanchard. I hope I said that right. Who else? A little Louis Armstrong. Who else? Arturo Sandoval. I hope I said that right. I'm not saying all my favorite because I can't think of them offhand. But if I think about them, I'll say them. But yeah, when I was looking up stuff for this video, I saw that Donnie Trumpet, he said he played other instruments, but then when he started playing trumpet, he listened to Miles Davis. Not that also interesting, because Miles Davis was very influential to me also, because one of the albums that was very influential to me was Sketches of Spain by Miles Davis, because my grandfather gave it to me way years back before I became any good at trumpet. And that album was very influential to me. I used to listen to it because it was a CD, and everybody was moving. We were slowly moving to streaming service. It had to be like 2014, 2015. Had to search, find a CD player, put it in a CD player and listen. But nowadays I can just go on Spotify. I think I'm gonna do that after the video and listen to it. But I found that so interesting. And his sound is so unique. I love the sound. I can listen to him play trumpet all day. And I'm eternally grateful to him because he was an instrumental piece in my development as a musician. And whenever I do sometime soon, I plan on picking up the horn again. I'm gonna go back, listen to his stuff, and get back to grinding. But yeah, I owe a lot to Donnie Trumpet. He's an amazing artist. I haven't listened to the Juju Exchange, or The Exchange. Was that the album's name? I need to listen to it, because if he hasn't. But I listened to Intellectual, his newest project. It was okay to me. I'm honest, my only complaint is it didn't have enough trumpet, because that's what I came for. But, the artists you love, they change and grow. And just because they change and grow doesn't mean that their old stuff disappears. It still exists. It's still there. We like to do that a lot. Oh, you ruined it, or whatever. Some, how haters talk. But, just because your favorite people do new things doesn't negate what they did before. There was an episode of Adventure Time I watched a while back. It's a cartoon, by the way, if you're wondering. But it was... essentially, the show is stupid, but the thing they did was very interesting. The character Jake, for some weird reason, he was turning blue and turning into a weird monster. And I feel like this was all a metaphor for change, which I thought it was beautiful. I would say go check it out. There's clips on YouTube. But he was always like a dog that could stretch, and he had stretching powers or whatever. But for some reason, he couldn't. They explained it later. But there's no point in explaining it. But he turns blue and like grows wings and has multiple eyes. He looks freakish, and everybody's like, you're so different. And Jake, he's like, no, I'm still the same me. It's the same exact me. And every time he tries to deny what he's becoming, he turns more monstrous and stuff. And then I can't remember the reason, but he goes and searches for his brother. Oh, he's sitting with like a dude who's made of sandwiches or something. And then like, he's like, where'd you get that painting? Because he knows the painting is his brother's painting. His brother loves to paint. And it's real abstract. It's different from what his brother normally draws, landscapes and stuff, but it's all abstract. And the landscape's all abstract and all over the place. And so he goes to talk to his brother. And then he's like, why'd you stop painting landscapes? Your landscapes are always so, why are you gonna, because you're just gonna paint the landscapes now. I mean, you're just gonna paint these weird abstract things, and then you're gonna go back to painting landscapes. And he was almost getting teary-eyed when he was asking it, because in a way he was asking, I'm gonna be different, but then I'm gonna go back to being me. And then and then his brother hugs him, and I love that scene because he says, me drawing this stuff, I'm gonna screw this up, but he said something really good. He said paint something along the lines of him painting the abstract paintings does not negate what he drew before. He just drew so many landscapes that the landscape started to look squiggly to him. So then he drew them that way. But I just really love, because it was exactly what his brother needed to hear, which essentially he was saying, I don't even know if this has anything to do with Donnie Trumpet at this point, but he was just saying, me doing stuff different and new doesn't negate what I was before. It's all still me. I think that's something he said. But it's in the same thing with Jake. It's all still him. The way he looked before and the way he looks now, it's all still him. He's not gone. He's just different. And he may go back to painting landscapes and he may not. And it's okay whether he does and he doesn't. I don't know why I just told that story. It has nothing to do with what I was talking about. But the point I was trying to make, intellectual, I didn't like, honestly, I'm going to be real. I didn't like it all that much, but it's okay. Cause I'm still a huge fan of Donnie Trumpet. I still love everything he do. Next time I find out he's going to do another project, I'm still going to listen to it cause I'm a big fan of him and I respect what he does. And it's just a huge collection. It's a huge epic that we call Nico Siegel or Donnie Trumpet, whatever he goes by now. I think he's Nico now, but whatever, it's all still him. That was a huge tangent, but I think I've made the points that I wanted to make. So I'm gonna close by saying this. This album's fantastic. This album shaped who I am. I owe everything to this album. Thank you to all you guys who are listening to the end. Y'all are real ones. I appreciate y'all, man. I'm gonna keep dishing out these videos. I heard a quote from Gary Vee that said, the only way to make it is you gotta have content. So when the right people come along, the right platform come listening, I've got a repertoire of stuff to play. So I'm gonna keep making videos about the things I love, and we just gonna throw things at the wall till something sticks. But I appreciate all of you. Thank you for listening. Subscribe, follow, whether on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, whatever other thing. Subscribe, please. I would greatly appreciate it. Check out the video. Listen to the ad reads. Listen to the ads for me. I appreciate it. Help put money in my pocket. And I don't know. I guess that's. And also, stay tuned for the next one. I'll give you a hint. It's gonna have a little bit of Kung Fu Kenny in it. That's all I'm gonna say. That's probably the biggest hint in the world. But you'll hear about it soon. So until then, I'm gonna keep telling my truth, but y'all keep continuing to tell y'all truth. And next time you see me or hit me up in the group chat or whatever, DM me. Let me know how you doing. If you're not doing good, let's talk. So continue to tell your truth, and I'll catch y'all on the next one.
Feelings, man, I'm realer than a fiddle. Kill you mixing soul with accidentals. Fixing flow to fundamentals. Oriental sick shit with glimmers. So niggas with a bitch that's with dick. Quit jocking cause you independent. You a man, well I thought you was. Bring a pen and a friend and I'll direct you to this album, bud.